The one that plays Raphael in person is pretty gorgeous. Yeah, the actor that plays him.
When Alan sat down next to Willa Fitzgerald, her body language gave everything away. She leaned closer, smiled more, and you could see her losing composure.
Between the two of you, I love watching the two of you together, and Roscoe's kind of like...
Willa had spoken about him before, but sitting beside him was another level. That's the effect of real size and confidence. It changes the room.
And, you know, Alan in real life is actually quite lovely also.
And she's not the only one. Hilary Swank had a similar reaction when she got her chance. She laughed, leaned in, and kept finding reasons to touch him. On the surface, it looked playful, but everyone watching knew what was happening. Alan's presence doesn't just fill a space, it pulls people in.
Hilary, can I say, Al, you had 2 Oscars.
I know it's him. I know it's him.
Like
it
when
should
is
be
enough
him.
enough?
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
I got you.
No, you do. You deserve that ugly crap.
Even seasoned professionals can't hide it. A TV host lost her composure the second Alan's image flashed on screen. For a moment, professionalism slipped, and her reaction told the truth.
Well, I can say that the gym in your house worked. It was very effective.
Thank you.
And
I like that too.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got killer pecs, bro? Those are my kids. Those are my trainers right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happens when years of training build a frame that demands respect. The reaction is instant, even from people used to keeping control. And here's the thing, it's not just in person. Willa Fitzgerald admitted that even over Zoom, Alan's presence was overwhelming. No lights, no studio, just a laptop camera. And it still hit her.
And I remember even getting onto the Zoom and like meeting him over Zoom, and I was like, you look gigantic. And I think I probably said something like borderline rude about that on the Zoom call. And I think that I think that really set off our dynamic in a good direction.
That shows the difference between average and elite. When a man builds real size, people feel it everywhere. It's a pattern his co-stars can't ignore either. Sonia Cassidy didn't just talk about Alan, she traced his outline in the air as if his size was carved into her memory. That's the kind of impression that lasts.
It's all very easy. And then you call action and you just see him, every part of him just switch into Ritchson mode, which is a very different energy and way of being. And that is just delightful to see in real time.
When you build a body through years of discipline, it leaves people remembering you long after you're gone. And Sonia wasn't the only co-star to get caught off guard. Serinda Swan was asked a simple question about Alan's on-set habits. But the second his name came up, her whole demeanor shifted. She paused, smirked, and delivered a cheeky line that threw him off balance.
What does Alan always bring to set with him?
You got it. I mean, if you don't know this, you don't know me.
Well, you bring several things. You bring your cell phone, your iPad, you bring...
You're looking at me with questions in your eyes, and I want answers.
Your ego, your humbleness, your...
Lots of that.
Kindness towards others.
That's what happens when your size and presence dominate the space. Even co-stars can't resist poking fun. That same energy shows up outside of Hollywood sets, too. On The View, Alan shared a story about bravery that had nothing to do with his build. But the hosts couldn't keep a straight face. One even blurted out he just got hotter.
I heard you had a real-life Reacher moment.
Well, I was on a date with my wife. Let's start there. The sun was setting. It was beautiful. And my wife noticed some feet dangling out of a vehicle, and she said, I think that dude's breaking into the car. And he ran off with like a ton of bags and passed us up.
It is hard.
I don't think he thought I was going to chase him down. I was dressed in. I was dressed.
Wait, you chased him down?
Yes.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I had to.
You've seen Ghost of Reacher.
Yeah. She goes, don't do it.
Hotter.
Don't do it.
Hotter.
That's what presence does. It elevates you without effort. Alan's strength isn't just physical, it's in the way he carries himself. Even on late-night TV, the reactions don't stop. Hilary Swank went on The Tonight Show, and the first words out of her mouth about Alan were, "He's big." She wasn't just talking about height, She was pointing to the impact he leaves.
And then he got like Fast and Furious 50 or whatever number they're on now while we were filming, and he had to like beef up as we were going.
He's the size of this couch.
You're getting really big. Every can.
Really big. Every can.
That kind of impression isn't temporary. When you've put in years of discipline and training, you don't just take up space, you own it. And maintaining that size isn't luck.
True for me too. I just had an entire rack of ribs. And I said, just bring me a salad, please. I'm trying to be. And they go, we brought you a salad and a whole rack of ribs. I'm like, why'd you do that? And I ate the whole thing.
Alan eats between 4,500 and 6,000 calories a day just to keep his reacher frame. Every meal is fuel, every calorie accounted for.
Reacher famously starts in a diner in season 1. Do you have any favorite diner foods?
Which one? Lemon ricotta pancakes if it's a fancy one. Regular pancakes with butter and syrup if it's not. Eggs, bacon, waffles, biscuits and gravy.
Pie.
Oranges, pie.
Rhubarb raspberry pie in particular.
Chocolate pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie, doesn't matter. Rhubarb pie.
Pumpkin pie is good too.
All the pie, yeah. Just like, dude, where do we get? Show me a Cheesecake Factory size menu of a diner and I'll order.
His co-stars joke about it, but the truth is they're really reacting to the results. When you live with that kind of structure, the payoff shows on screen and off.
I remember even getting onto the Zoom and like meeting him over Zoom, and I was like, you look gigantic.
He's the size of this couch.
Really big. Every can.
And then you call action and you just see him, every part of him just switch into Reacher mode.
But the food is only part of it. Alan's training regimen is built on heavy lifting, consistency, and relentless work. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just hard hours in the gym. And it shows. Every muscle, every ounce of presence is proof of what discipline builds. That's why people stop and pay attention.
Just a 30, 45-minute workout?
Yeah, but dude, I've been doing this for decades. People think it's like, well, how long would it take to go 20 years, 30 minutes a day for 20 years? Come tell me. If you have a weight problem or you don't have some kind of abs after 20 years of 5 days a week, come talk to me. You need to see a geneticist or something.
Some kind of abs. I mean, even washboards are jealous right now looking at this photograph.
I'm feeling bad about all my life decisions.
All right. You're an inspiration, sir.
Thanks. And speaking of standards, Alan's size changed the entire conversation around Reacher. At 6 feet 3 inches, he towers over Tom Cruise's version of the character. But he doesn't treat it like competition. Where Cruise brought intensity, Alan brought realism. The physical dominance the role demanded. He doesn't just play Jack Reacher, he embodies him. Even Alan admits there are levels to the game.
My final question, how tired are you of being compared to Tom Cruise and his Jack Reacher now? Because I kind of feel like that's a lot of...
Legendary actor of all time. The last film star. Like I would never tire of being compared to somebody of his stature.
When Olivier Richter's The Dutch Giant joined Reacher Season 3, Alan lit up. Olivier is 7 feet 2 inches and over 300 pounds of muscle, but he wasn't always that way. He started as a skinny 80-kilo teenager and built himself into a monster through years of work.
Every time I watch you, you look so big on my screen, and they managed to find someone bigger than you with Olivier. Could you tell us?
Yeah, I actually I found Olivier on Reddit. I was scrolling Reddit and I saw this post of where somebody was just following him at a Comic-Con, and it was like almost comedically large. And so I reached out to Nick Santora, our showrunner, and I was like, dude, I think we may have just found our Pauly, because we were like, who are we going to cast for Pauly? I mean, in the book, this guy just about beats Reacher to death, and like there's like nothing Reacher can do because he's so big and strong.
Alan's respect for him says it all. Even the biggest men recognize dedication when they see it, but Alan wasn't always destined for action stardom. He once dreamed of being in a boy band, chasing music instead of muscle. Funny enough, the same charisma that would have put him on stage is the same energy that makes him magnetic today. The looks, the confidence, the presence, those traits translate anywhere.
My musical genre is NSYNC a genre? I would be in the boy band genre. That's been my dream since high school. I would compete with Justin Timberlake on his finest day. That would be my goal.
It proves that when you build discipline and drive, Opportunities find you in ways you don't expect. And long before Hollywood, there was American Idol. Alan walked into that audition and the judges reacted before he even sang. His size and presence set him apart instantly. One judge looked ready to hand him the crown on the spot.
First time we see this smile in Alan.
Oh, God, Paul. I am single, you know, shoot.
There was this one guy in Atlanta. His name is Alan Ritchson, and he's totally hot. Randy and Simon decided to leave the table and let Alan sing the whole audition to me. Now listen, I'm a professional, and it didn't sway my decision much.
You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I always stay around. You are the apple of my eye. Oh. Forever you'll stay in this heart.
I think that's low
Okay,
enough.
that's
Alan.
enough.
Thank you.
That's enough. That's enough.
Come on,
man.
Okay,
Ruin
come back
the
out,
game.
dude.
That shows the power of real presence. People notice before you say a word. Alan didn't need to win Idol to prove it. The foundation of who he is today was already there.